Hi everybody, this is Brooke Blanks and I'm one of the instructors for EDSP 651 this summer. And the purpose of this video is to just give you a little bit of clarity about the strategies journal or the reading journal that we're asking you to do in conjunction with your textbook. We chose this textbook because it's full of really great strategies that real teachers use in real classrooms with real kids. And what we find is that because of the volume of reading that you have to do in a really short time, sometimes it's helpful to have a tool that makes you slow down for a minute, think about the kids that you know in your building who are struggling in some way, and the strategies that you're hearing about and reading about in this class that might be helpful to them and to you. So we're giving you this strategies journal assignment to create an opportunity for you to make yourself pause for a moment and think about how to apply everything that you're learning to solve problems for kids that you care about. The way that this is going to work is you are going to read the chapters in the book, and for every chapter, you're going to identify 3 strategies that you can match up with specific student needs. For those of you who are working teachers or instructional assistants, this is going to be super easy because you are going to constantly have these moments of, oh my gosh, I wish I had already thought about this for so and so. And for those of you who are school resource officers or school nurses or media specialists or parent volunteers or whatever your role is in the school, you know kids. And a lot of times the kids that you know in a building, if you're not working with a teacher, are kids who are struggling. And that's why you know them, because you've formed a special connection with them. You interact with them on a regular basis. And so this is a really good place for you as well to think about the strategies and how you could apply them in your work that you do with students. So you'll identify 3 strategies. They could be 3 strategies that work for one student who has needs in a particular domain. They could be 3 strategies for 2 or 3 different students total per chapter. It doesn't really matter as long as you are documenting at least 3 strategies per chapter and connecting them to examples of kids you know, and then thinking about why the strategy can help. So in the first column, you're going to briefly describe the student, how you know the student, and what the problem is that you're aware of them experiencing. In the example, this would be something similar to what a teacher or an instructional assistant might experience. You've got a student who never turns in his homework and he swears he did it, and the frustration of going through this process every single day is really frustrating for him, and so he puts his head down because he's mad and he refuses to work. It's frustrating for him because he has this failing grade. It's also frustrating for his parents. And it's frustrating for you because you know that he seems to understand the math and he does pretty well on the tests and quizzes. He just isn't turning in the homework. So as you were reading the behavior chapter, you come across check in, check out, which is a strategy that we use for lots of difficult behaviors. And we're going to write down check in, check out, the page number that you found it in your textbook. And we're going to ask you to do this because it will give you, by the end of this course, a long list of strategies that you might want to try with kids. And this will just help you go back and find them really quickly. And then over here in the third column, this is where you're documenting your thinking. You know, as you run across these strategies and you go, oh, wow, this would be perfect for so-and-so, it's really easy to forget what, but at the end of the semester, why you thought that. And so you're just kind of thinking out loud or thinking on paper here. And in the example, you would see, you know, I think that Jake probably does do the homework. I know he's not turning it in, but I can see that he's really frustrated by all these zeros. And I also know him, and I know he's pretty honest. Sometimes kids lie about homework, but Jake doesn't really lie about anything. If he says he's doing it, he's doing it. And I'm not sure why he isn't turning it in, but I'd like to try check in, check out with him and see if we can change the turning in behavior. So he's going to just stop by my room on his way into the building at the beginning of the day, and we're going to go through the book bag and find the homework, and we're going to put all of the homework into a folder. And then because we're focused on math, because that's the class he's failing right now, we're going to pull out his cell phone and we are going to set an alarm for the beginning of that math period. And it's not going to be disruptive. It's just going to be a little buzz, or it's going to light up, and it's going to give him a reminder that he needs to get the homework out of the folder and turn it in. And then later, when he comes to see me for, I'm going to call it Titan time because that's something I see in schools, but it's really just a homework or a resource period. It could be he stops in during lunch, maybe you see him in a resource class or something later in the day. Whenever you see him again, your first thing you're going to do is have him get that folder out of his bag, and you're going to check the folder to see if the homework is still in there. If it is, you're going to send him to turn it in. And if it's not in there, then you're going to have him text his mom and say, Mom, I turned my homework in. It's really helpful with a check-in, check-out strategy to make the other adults on the team aware that this is happening so that they can help him. But as a beginning strategy, you're really just going to focus on helping him get the homework out of the bag, into the bag in a place that he can find it, a reminder so that he can remember to turn it in, and then you're going to reward that behavior later by having him tell his mom that he's getting himself together and he's getting his homework turned in and back on track. And we're also going to give him a second chance during the day if he happens to have missed the reminder, or he didn't have his phone with him, or he just got distracted between getting the reminder and actually turning the homework in. We're going to send him down to the math class with the completed homework from last night to turn in, even if it's for some points off. So again, you'll do this for 3 strategies in each chapter. And by the end of the summer, you're going to have this really nice long list of strategies that you've learned and really thought about in terms of kids. And this hopefully will help you remember to implement and get you in a mindset where you are thinking about how to use all the good stuff that you're learning in this class to actually help your kids. Thanks and good luck, and please let your instructor know if you have any questions.